तो कल किया रिवीजन, आज फिर से रिवीजन करता हूँ। और रिवीजन करने के बाद ही मैं क्या करते हैं फिर से उसको रिवाइज करता हूँ, तो 3 से 4 बार फिर पढ़ता हूँ। कल रात में फिर से पढ़ाई किया, फिर से आज देखता हूँ आज कौन सा नया टॉपिक होगा, नया चीज़ पढ़ेंगे। तो ओपन रैंडम बुक, इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस। अच्छा है बट ना। ओके तो मिड आया है। वेल, medieval strategy in post-Gupta North India. Intro: Indian history after Gupta's early medieval 600 to 1200 CE. The term early medieval denotes the intermediate transition period between the ancient and medieval. तो medieval history शुरू करेंगे आज। medieval history खुला, इंटरनेशनल खुला था लेकिन मन नहीं था क्योंकि कल तो किया ही था। Indian history after Gupta's early medieval 600 to 1200 CE common era. CE हो गया AD, Anno Domini, and CE common era. The term early medieval denotes the intermediate transition period between the ancient and medieval. Okay. The early medieval period in India is marked by feudalism, political fragmentation or formation and proliferation of various states, growth by rapid multiplication of parts, various states at the regional level. The period in South India especially is viewed more as a period of segmentary statehood, wherein the role of king was diminished, less, made to seem smaller or less, and he acted more as a ritual head, neither having any firm revenue infrastructure nor a standing army. For simple understanding, the period from 600 to 1200 CE can be roughly classified into primarily two phases, different for North and South India respectively. The period from 600 to 750 CE, North India was dominated by the Pushyabhutis of Thaneswar and the Maukiris of Kannauj. North India was dominated by the Pushyabhuti of Thaneswar and the Maukiris of Kannauj. South India was dominated by Pallavas of Kanchi and Chalukyas of Badami and the Pandyas of Madurai. South India was dominated by the Pallavas of Kanchi, the Chalukyas of Badami and the Pandyas of Madurai. Okay, तो जो पीरियड फ्रॉम 600 to 750 CE का है, जिसमें कि नॉर्थ इंडिया जो था वो डोमिनेटेड था पुष्यभूति ऑफ थानेश्वर से एंड मॉकरीज ऑफ कन्नौज के द्वारा। वहीं पे साउथ इंडिया का जो क्या कहते हैं 600 to 750 CE का डोमिनेशन था वो था पल्लवास ऑफ कांची का एंड चालुक्यास ऑफ बादामी एंड द पांड्यास ऑफ मदुरई। द पीरियड फ्रॉम 750 to 1200 CE इन नॉर्थ इंडिया कैन बी फर्दर डिवाइडेड इनटू टू फेजेस। अब जो पीरियड था फ्रॉम 750 to 1200 CE in North India can be further divided into phases. Phase 1, 750 to 1000. In North India, this phase was marked by the age of three important empires: Gurjara Pratihars in northern India, Palas in eastern India, and Rashtrakutas in Deccan. मतलब ये जो थे पुष्यभूति और क्या कहते हैं मौखरीज, ये दोनों हट चुके थे, मतलब 750 से 750 से 1000 की। वहीं फेज 2 में देखिए, दिस फेज इन प्राइमरी नॉन एज द एज ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट। ऑल ओवर द कंट्री देयर वाज ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द ट्राई पार्टी पावर इनटू मैनी स्मॉल किंगडम। इन नॉर्थर्न इंडिया द पथियारास एम्पायर disintegration brought to the forefront various Rajput states under the control of different Rajput dynasties such as the Chauhans, Chandelas, Paramars of Malwa and so on. और जो फेज 2 था जिसमें कि 1000 से 1200 तक था, इस फेज में मतलब सिर्फ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट था, और इस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में जो क्या करते हैं, डिसइंटीग्रेशन हुआ पूरे कंट्री में। नॉर्थ इंडिया में पटियाला एम्पायर का जो डिसइंटीग्रेशन, उससे बहुत सारे राजपूत स्टेट ने कैप्चर किया, जिसमें चौहान थे, चंडेलास थे, पारामार्स थे, मालवा के, और भी बहुत सारे थे। तो दिस स्टेट इवेंचुअली fought and resisted the Turkish attacks from northwest India and led by मोहम्मद गजनी। जो ये स्टेट जो हुए थे, ये जो टूटे थे, क्या कहते हैं, राजपूत की, इन्होंने क्या कहते हैं, टर्किश अटैक जो आ रहे थे नॉर्थ वेस्ट साइड इंडिया के साइड, जिसमें कि मोहम्मद गजनी का मोहम्मद गौरी का आ रहा था 11 एंड 12 सेंचुरी में, बट हैड टू येल्ड अल्टीमेटली एज दे फेल टू स्टैंड यूनाइटेड अगेंस्ट द इन्वेटर्स। लेकिन वो जल्दी खत्म होती है क्योंकि वो एक साथ नहीं खड़े थे, मतलब सारे राजपूत अपने अपने डिफरेंट प्रोटेक्शन करते थे, मतलब वो एक साथ नहीं आते, एज ए ग्रुप या एज ए कम्युनिटी एक साथ नहीं आ रहे थे। द पीरियड फ्रॉम 850 to 1200 सी इन साउथ इंडिया सॉ ए सुप्रीमेसी ऑफ द चोलास। अब वहीं पर क्या कहते हैं, साउथ इंडिया में 850 से 1200 के बीच में जो था सुप्रीमेसी था किसका, चोला अम्पायर का, चोल अम्पायर का। इंडियन हिस्ट्री आफ्टर गुप्ता 600 to 1200। Though India was politically divided during these years, this era added new and rich cultural element in the field of art, literature, and language. In fact, some of the best specimens of temple architecture in Indian literature belong to this period. Indian history after Gupta 600 to 1200. Though India was politically divided during these years, the era added new and rich cultural element in the field of art, literature, and language. बहुत सारे आर्ट, लिटरेचर, लैंग्वेज से ये एरा फील होता है जब क्या कहते हैं आफ्टर गुप्ता 600 से 1200। इनफैक्ट सम ऑफ द बेस्ट स्पेसिमेंस ऑफ टेम्पल्स आर्किटेक्चर एंड इंडियन लिटरेचर बिलोंग टू दिस पीरियड। आर्किटेक्चर और जितने भी क्या कहते हैं और सब टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर हो गया, ये सब जो था ये सब इस पीरियड में ज़्यादा हुआ। ए ब्रीफ आउटलाइन ऑफ अर्ली मेडिवल इंडिया 600 to 1200 सी। दिस पीरियड इज मार्क्ड बाय political fragmentation breakdown, separation something into fine party that discriminates social non-governing behavior and thought on the social basis. Breakdown. इंडियन फ्यूडलिज्म, समदास, रोनाक, रौता, महासमानता, महादल, हेसेवारा। The social system that developed in Europe in the 8th century vessels were protected by lords who they had revenue which may have been hereditary, may assume other minor administrative functions, political, decentralized power system, standing army, bureaucracy, rise of regional kingdoms। और बहुत सारे जो माइनर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन फंक्शन थे, क्या थे, पॉलिटिकल, क्या कहते हैं, डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड पावर सिस्टम, स्टैंडिंग आर्मी, ब्यूरोक्रेसी, राइज ऑफ रीजनल किंगडम। ठीक है, ये पॉलिटिकल था। इकोनॉमिकली क्या था, एग्रीकल्चर बेस्ड इकोनॉमी, ट्रेड, बोथ लॉन्ग एंड लोकल, लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस एंड लोकल भी थे। सेल्फ सफिशिएंट इकोनॉमी, जजमानी सिस्टम, फाइनेंस, गोल्ड, कल्चर, इमरजेंस ऑफ द लोकल लैंग्वेज एंड भक्ति मूवमेंट लेफ्ट एन indelible mark in Indian history, Indian cultural history। तो जो कल्चर हुआ वो एक लोकल लैंग्वेज का या भक्ति मूवमेंट जो था उसने एक अनरिमूवेबल, मतलब कि रिमूव नहीं किया जाता एक इंडियन हिस्ट्री का, वो एक उसमें एक छाप छोड़ा गया। राइज ऑफ राजपूत, वेरियस डायनेस्टीज बिटवीन हर्षवर्धन एंड द 12th century। एज पर ट्रेडिशन देयर वर 36 राजपूत क्लैंस, टोटल 36 राजपूत क्लैंस थे, छोटे पार्ट में बटे हुए थे, जिसमें कि गुर्जरा, प्रतिहार, तोमर्स, चालुक्यास, पारमार्स, गहादावालास, काचा प्लगस्तास, सोलंकी, चौहान, राठौर ऑफ कन्नौज, चंडेलास ऑफ बुंदेलखंड, सिसोदियास ऑफ मेवाड़। As per tradition, there were 36 Rajputs. Gurjar Pratiharas, Tomars, Chalukyas, Paramars, Gahadawalas, Kachapaglastas, Solanki, Chauhan, Rathors of Kannauj, Chandelas of Bundelkhand, Sisodias of Mewar. Gurjar Pratiharas, Tomars, Chalukyas, Paramars, Gahadawalas, Kachapaglastas, Kachapaglastas, Kachabala, Solanki, Chauhan, Rathors of Kannauj, Chandelas of Bundelkhand, and Sisodias of Mewar. What happened after disintegration of the Gupta Empire? The fall of the Gupta Empire by 550 CE resulted in the rise and growth of numerous regional dynasties in the whole subcontinent. With the coming of Kumar Gupta III, 530 to 540, on the throne of Magadha, the weakness of the imperial Gupta head became a known fact to all. Taking advantage of the situation, some feudatories of the Guptas raised their heads to grab the political power in North India to establish their own independent kingdoms. The given map of in 6th century AD depicts a political dispensation in the post-Gupta period. Dispensation. An example from some publication. 550 AD में ऐसा था, 590 में ऐसा हो गया. Gupta successor state in northern India. There are four major kingdoms in North India between the period in which the Gupta declined and the rise of Harsa, that is the beginning of 7th century. Guptas of Magad, Mokris of Kannauj, Metrakas of Vallavi, Saurashtra, and Pusyabhutis of Thaneswar. Pusyabhuti dynasty. These four kingdoms competed with each other to succeed to the past glory of the Guptas. Other powers were Malwa under Yasodharma, Gaudas of Bengal, and Kamarupa kingdom of Assam. Later Guptas of Magadha. After the decline of the Gupta Empire, the later Guptas succeeded them as the rulers of Magadha. Krishna Gupta was the founder and the later of the later Gupta dynasty. The later Gupta dynasty ruled the Magadha region in eastern India between 6th and 7th centuries. The later Gupta succeeded the imperial Guptas as the rulers of Magadha, but there is no evidence connecting the two dynasties. These appear to be distinct families. They were probably feudatory to imperial Guptas and asserted their independence after their fall. Later Guptas of Magadha. After the decline of the Gupta Empire, the later Guptas succeeded them as the rulers of Magadha. Krishna Gupta was the founder of the later Gupta dynasty. The later Gupta dynasty ruled the Magadha region in the eastern India between 6th and 7th century. The later Guptas succeeded the imperial Guptas as the rulers of Magadha, but there is no evidence connecting the two dynasties. This appears to be two distinct families. They were probably feudatory to imperial Guptas and asserted their independence after their fall. Most of the information of the later Guptas is derived from a Afsad inscription of Aditya Sen located in Gaya. Deobarnak inscription of Jivita Gupta II located in Bhojpur district of Bihar. The later Guptas are so called because the name of their rulers ended with the suffix Gupta, which they might have adopted to portray themselves as the legitimate successor of the imperial Gupta. But some of the kings of the Gupta family were very popular and ruled up to as far as Brahmaputra river. Metrakas of Vallavi. Towards the middle of 5th century AD, the Gupta Empire started to decline. Senapati Bhatraka, the Metrak general of Gupta, took advantage of the situation in 470 AD and led to the foundation of his kingdom of Vallavi, which came to be known as the Metrak kingdom. He shifted his capital from Girinagar to Vallavipur near Bhavnagar on Saurashtra's east coast. Metrak of Vallavi became very powerful and their reach prevailed over large parts of Gujarat and even over adjoining Malwa. The Iran stone pillar inscription of Bhanugupta mentions a very big and famous battle between Guptas and Metrakas. The Metrakas were tributary chiefs of the Guptas who established an independent kingdom in western India. They developed Valavi as their capital and became an important center of learning. Being on Arabian Sea, it was also port town having flourishing trade and commerce. Methokas of Valavi towards the middle of the 5th century AD, the Gupta Empire started to decline. Senapati Bhadraka, the Metric general of Guptas, took advantage of the situation in 470 and AD and led the foundation of his kingdom of Valavi, which came to be known as the Metric Kingdom. He shifted his capital from Girinagar to Vallavipur near Bhavnagar on Saurashtra eastern coast. Method of Vallavi became very powerful and their trade prevailed over large part of Gujarat and even over adjoining Malwa. The Iran stone pillar inscription of Bhanugupta mentions a very big and famous battle between Guptas and Matrakas. The Matrakas were tributary chiefs of the Guptas who established an independent kingdom in West India. They developed Vallavi as their capital and it became an important center of learning. Being on the Arabian Sea, it was not a port town having flourishing trade and commerce. Dhruv Senaphan. He was third son of Vatraka. He reigned during 519 to 549. He formed a matrimonial alliance with Harisena, the Vataka king of Avanti. He married Queen Chandralekha. Dhruv Sena first. He was the third son of Vatraka. He reigned during 519 to 549 CE. He formed a matrimonial alliance with Harisena, the Vatak, the Vakataka king of Avanti. He married Queen Chandralekha. During his reign, Yasodharma of Malwa defeated Harisena of Vakataka dynasty as well as the Huan king Mihirkula in 528 CE. During his reign, Yasodharma of Malwa defeated Harisena of Vakataka dynasty as well as the Hunan king Mirakula in 528 CE. Drupsena first probably had to acknowledge the overlordship of Yasodharma. Drupsena first called himself Paramabhagavata, the great Vaishnava. He was liberal in religious belief. This is evidence as in the 535 CE he had made a grant for the arrangement for the Buddhist monastery at Vallavi built by his Buddhist niece Duda. He also made several grants to Brahmanas of Vadnagar. The Jain council at Vallavi was probably held during his rule, which was arranged by his wife Chandralekha. Vallavi University, the government decided to revive this ancient center as great learning. Vallavi University was established in the 6th century and flourished for 600 years till the 12th century. It was built in Saurashtra region of modern-day Gujarat. It was an important center of Buddhist learning and campaigned at the cause of Himalayan Buddhism between 600 CE to 1200 CE. This university was very famous for the quality education it gave to its students, and all the graduates from this esteemed university were holding higher executive posts. Chinese travelers named Itsing and Haiwen Tsang, who visited Vallavi University during the 7th century, described this university as the great center for learning. Cause of destruction. In war, the king of Vallavi was defeated due to all ill politics, and in that war, all the building monuments, towns, etc. were destroyed. In 2017, the government of India proposed to revive the ancient seat, Vallavi University. which had flourished as world-renowned Buddhist learning center during the Maitraka Empire. Dhruv Sena II. He was the most important ruler of the Maitrakas. He was also known as Baladitya, the rising sun. He reigned from 627 to 641 CE. He was well versed in grammar and the science of polity. He was a contemporary of Harshvardhana and was married to his daughter. Okay, Dhruv Sena II was contemporary of Harshvardhana and married to his daughter. Aswanti Sang tells us that Dhruv Sena II attended Harsa's assembly at Prayaga, Allahabad. The Maitrakas continued to rule until the middle of 8th century, when Arab attacks weakened their power. Coinage: they used coins, drachms, in style of Western Chhatrapas. Though one cannot see artistic talent of their own, the excellent minting techniques could be observed in the Maitraka kingdom. The observe of their coin is carried a stylized bust presenting military characteristics on the face of the ruler, and the reverse carried their name and a title in Brahmini descent. Religion at the Maitrakas of Vallabhi. The Maitrakas were followers of Shiva except for Dhruv Sena I, who was Vaishnava, and Dharapata, who was a sun worshipper. They all used the title of Pramana Maheshwara before the name of the king except those two. It is evident from the use of symbols like Nandi, the bull, and the Trishula, and trident in the coins and inscription. Maitrakas is derived from Mithara, the sun or solar deity. There was the presence of Vaishnavism and goddess worship under their rule. Maitrakas continued to rule until the middle of the 8th century, when Arab attacks weakened their power. There were a large number of Buddhist viharas in the Maitrakas kingdom. Jain held their important Vallabhi council here. The third Jain council was held at Vallabhi during the reign of Dhruv Sena I, 519 to 514. The Maitrakas were tolerant to all religions and made donations and grants to all of them without partiality. Mukharis. They were one of the feudatories that became independent in post-Gupta period. They assumed the title of Samanta. This knowledge about Mukharis came from the seals and inscriptions discovered in the modern district of Farrukhabad, Gorakhpur, Jaunpur, and Barwanki of Uttar Pradesh, Patna district of Bihar, Nirmal district of Madhya Pradesh, and from the literary work like Banbata Harshchitra. Mukharis made Kannauj a center of political and administrative activities. They gradually replaced Patliputra as the political center of North India. Relationship between Pushyabutis and Mukharis. Harshvardhan's sister Rajyasri was married to Girivarman. Sasanka, the ruler of Bengal, God, and the Devgupta Malwa ruler, the later Gupta ruler, jointly attacked Girivarman and killed him. After the successful expedition of Harshavardhan, the kingdom of Kannauj was then merged with the Pushyabutis, and Harsha shifted its capital from Dhaneshwar to Kannauj. Important Mokhari rulers: Harivarman, Adityavarman, Sangvarman, Sarvavarman, Avantivarman, Grahavarman. The rise of Pushyabutis of Dhaneshwar. Pushyabuti Adityavardhana, Vakravardhana, Rajyavardhana, Harshavardhana. Important Mokri rulers: Harivarman Mokris, mid-16th century CE. He was the progenitor of the Kannauj Mokris. Okay. अभी यहीं तक करते हैं. फिर 5-10 मिनट बाद फिर से स्टार्ट करेंगे। हाँ, कंटिन्यूसली नहीं देख सकता। बाय बाय।